Welcome to Advisor Build Overview. This build includes changes to map layer preferences that allow for both zone and grid lab result preferences. Tools have been relocated in Layer Manager. A new report called Field Information has been added under Export. Also, easily update your crop plans to the following year using the new Plan Rotation tool under Crop Management. Let's start in Map Layers Layer Manager. We'll select a block, then a layer from the Layer tab. You may recall on the lower right of the screen the options to turn on and off labels as well as options on how to display the data. These options have been moved to the toolbar above the map. Here you can see the Show Label checkbox, and for this particular layer the drop-down contains sites and data. Moving to Map Layer Preferences. Preferences for lab results entered before this build are saved as grid in the sample dropdown. Going forward, you have the option of adding layers as grids and or zones. Let's add a new layer preference. We'll select Add and then Dataset Lab Results. And here under Sample, we'll change from grid to zone. So we'll add the number of ranges, select our cell size, and then complete the information. For the max, and then select Save. So now under Type, you can see we have soil pH that is done by grid and soil pH that is done by zone. Next, let's move to Export. And we can see a new export called Field Information has been added. We can change the grower or the farm. If you would like to exclude information, all you need to do is remove the check mark. So here we can exclude the lat and long by leaving the check mark off of the box. You'll notice it's still displayed here because it's part of the data set. But when we export it, that data will not be included in the export. So hitting Export, we can see we can save it as an XML or as a CSV file. Simply enter the file name and hit Save, and then that would be available to put into Excel or anything else you want where comma separated value can be used. Last, we'll move to Crop Management to see the new Plan Rotation. We can again at the top select the grower and the farm, and then select the year that we want to have this plan used in. So in this case, I'll go ahead and leave it at 2015. And now each one of my fields is listed. If I move to Crop Plan, I can use the drop down, and this will include any plan that has been written for this field. I simply select the plan, give it a unique name, and then I can choose to make it active at this time by putting a check mark in the box, or if I'd like to leave it inactive, just leave the check mark removed. and then at the bottom of the screen, hit rotate. Tells me it's been added. One thing to keep in mind, if you have fields that have been blocked down and you archive those blocks under that field and then redraw new blocks, then as long as one block remains active when the crop plan was used, then that plan will still be listed in the drop-down. Once I rotate that and I have new blocks, then I want to make sure I go into that crop plan and assign those new blocks to the crop plan so any items will become active in that crop plan once I save it. So again, that only applies to if you have archived any blocks. This concludes the build overview. If you would like additional training, please call support at 866-236-7435 or email us at support.cdms.net. To view more CDMS videos, search CDMS on YouTube.